It's winning time at the Underclass Fall World Series and what's set up to be an interesting matchup as we've got two Smart Tents teams going at it here as we've gone from 54 teams down to 2. So we could be going into this with a 5-inning game. We'll see how things play out if we end up playing the full duration of 2 hours or even 7 innings. I'm Cory McCartney. We've got an estimated 120 first pitches. We've got Smart Tents to show against Smart Tents Atlanta Braves scout team from the Audi Marietta Field here at the Baseball Village. I'll be joined along the way by Prep Baseball's Ian Smith and our own Grayson Rosen. On this stage is a chance for these players to make their marks with their greatness on the field, but also an opportunity for them to show their greatness in other ways as well. We've teamed up with Johnsonville in the push to keep the internet juicy and bring the positive back to the internet. Let's go inside that mission. Partner with Johnsonville to highlight positive actions, good sportsmanship, and selfless acts associated with the various youth sports that we love. Any and everyone is encouraged to share these moments, so whether you are the one who spotted the activity, the one performing the act, or the recipient of the good deed, there's something in it for everyone, and Johnsonville might just reward you for your behavior and or participation. So use that QR code on screen for more information on how you can make a submission, or head on over to LakePointSports.com or our social channels to access the submission form. And in a moment that exemplifies sportsmanship, here's Tennessee Nationals' Joseph Sullish tipping his cap after a ridiculous play at shortstop from Excel's Cooper Mincy. Great stuff there. Make sure you head on over to LakePointSports.com on more information on how you can make a submission to this Johnsonville push to, again, keep the internet juicy. When Dinger Scout is in action, you cannot help but pay attention to Ansley Kieran, a 2028 catcher and pitcher whose game continues to stand out beyond the fact that she's a girl who continues to play with the boys. Here's Simone Stanley with Ansley's story.
What's up, everyone? Simone Stanley here at LakePoint Sports, and today I'm excited to be joined by class of 2028 utility player for Dinger's scout team, Ansley Kieran. Ansley, thank you so much for the time.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So, Ansley, you stand out because you are playing baseball with the boys team. How did that come about?
I have 2 older brothers, so I grew up in the ball field, and it's just something I've always loved doing and I've always done. So I just stuck with it.
So what made you want to carry that over to the travel baseball seasons?
I've been getting better every year, and I'm competing more and more with the guys, and I just kept doing it.
Have you faced any challenges being a girl on the field with a whole bunch of boys?
Definitely. Some stuff that people say, but I let that drive me and push me to try and be better.
Was there a certain turning point in your career where you were able to block out that noise easier?
Definitely as I grew up playing. I've been playing since I was about 4, so definitely as I've been getting older, people have gotten used to it and all that.
How do your brothers and your dad, who is your coach on the Dingers team, support you?
Putting in extra work, taking me to lessons and all that.
Is it a little bit easier because your dad is the coach?
It is. He knows a lot about baseball, so he can help me through. If I'm in a slump or something, he can definitely help me more.
And what are the vibes like when you're hanging out in the dugout with the guys? I have to come in the dugout sometime, and as a girl, I'm like, ew. How is it for you balancing that?
Well, I've played with them since I was young. I've known most of them since I was about 8 or so. So it's normal for me, but I could see if like somebody was new, and it's a little bit of tension. But
Have you had any younger girls ask you about your experience and want to follow in your footsteps?
I have. I went to the Philippines. There's a lot of younger girls out there asking what it was like and all that.
And how far can you see yourself taking your baseball career?
And as far as I want it to go, I'm competing right now, so I'm good for right now. It's just as long as I want to.
I like it. It's all in your control. Well, Ansley, thank you so much for the time. We can't wait to see you compete this weekend in the Underclass World Series.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, guys. I'm Simone Stanley. She is Ansley Karen. We are here with Prep Baseball and LakePoint Sports. Thank you guys so much.
We are pleased here at LakePoint Sports to be hosting the 4th Annual National Youth Sports Summit on Tuesday, October 8th at the Champion Center. It will feature engaging panels with youth sports industry leaders. A keynote from former NBA player Dennis Scott and softball icon Jenny Finch will be honored for her contributions to youth sports. Tickets are still available, so head on over to lakepointsports.com for more information. Again, looking to bring you a roughly 120 to 125 first pitch for this championship game between Smart Tents The Show and Smart Tents Atlanta Braves scout team. Going to be joined along the way by Prep Baseball's Ian Smith and our own Grayson Rosen. We'll take a quick break, and we'll hopefully be bringing you first pitch momentarily. Welcome into our all Smart Tents championship game here in the Underclass Fall World Series. Cory McCartney now joined by Prep Baseball Georgia's Ian Smith. And Ian, this is an oddity to say the least. As I mentioned in the offset, we may not play a full 2 innings. Word is that we see Logan Arnett right now on the mound for the show. They neither team may not have enough pitchers to go all the way, so we may see them share some arms. See if we end up playing a duration of game, we may just play 5 innings and pull the plug on this thing. But nonetheless, we get to see some baseball on a Monday afternoon in Georgia.
Absolutely, can't beat that.
So take me inside this past weekend a little bit for you guys. We'll get into the lineups here in a second. I know this was a big weekend for you guys as you piece together what do 2028 rankings look like in the state of Georgia. Now you've kind of getting these last little glimpses of things. So how would you kind of define this weekend?
I mean, it was good. It was good to get our eyes on a few guys that we haven't seen so far this summer that we really haven't had a chance to really put our thoughts into. Our 2028 class is growing rapidly. When the initial rankings come out next month, I think we're going to have upwards of 100+ players ranked, which will probably be most in the country among company-wide. I think we have a really deep 2028 class, especially with these 2 teams here. There's a few guys that have really stood out this week right there, playing shortstop, Jackson Nystrom, as well as this leadoff right here, Gavin Gebhardt, a 2028 shortstop from Cambridge, who's looked really good at the plate and on the mound this week.
So Logan Arnett is on the mound for Smart Tents the show. We've seen Logan here in a number of different uniforms, including one for the junior feature games representing Georgia, and he'll be facing off against Gavin Gebhardt, as you had mentioned, for the Braves scout team. Will be followed by Isaiah Cador, Micah Vaughn, Liam Collier, Daniel Biondo, Caitlin Frederick, Brooks DeRosa, Evan Ben Savage, Fisher Green, and A.J. Hickox. Meanwhile, the defense backing up Logan Arnett. He's got Connor Tyserver behind the plate. Reese Phillips is playing first base. Second base is they've got Joseph Nystrom listed as second base.
Oh, he is a second, yep.
And then you got third baseman Dylan Schmidt. Jake Penix is playing shortstop, and the outfield goes. Let's see, we've got in left field Ian Haas. In center field is Elliott Lee, and the right fielder is Caden Morris.
Arnett, easy velo here, up to 85, starting the game. 86, excuse me.
2023 junior feature game out of Harrison High School. I've seen him play here for Dinger Scout. He's also trying to remember what other uniforms I've seen Logan in, and it's been a number of them that I know I saw him walking in on Saturday, and I said he had a Smart Tents hat on, and I said, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I picked up with him for the weekend." So,
absolutely. And I don't think he's stopped growing since we've seen him at JFG's as well. It just continues to get bigger and bigger. And
he's listed at 170. He told me he's a little bit closer to 185 now, so he's bulked up quite a bit. So I know Harrison's going to be really excited to have him going into this this upcoming spring season.
Harrison's got a lot of young talent coming in this year in the 27 and 28 class that'll be big impact players to that Hoyas staff or Hoyas roster that would really outperform the roster last year. 2 years coming off of 9 wins. Last year they made the playoffs, had really good pitching, had really timely hitting. So I think Harrison's looking to build off their success last year.
Cato ropes that one 90 off the bat into right field, so we got our first hit of the game as it gets away from the right fielder momentarily.
Cador been extremely impressive all week. A couple of really showing off the speed tool. 3.92 down the line on an infield single, 4.3 on a turn on a triple. It's potential plus speed in the 28 class, which is impressive to see at this point in their career.
Lakeside's Micah Vaughn now at the plate, 5'10", 150-pound right-hander.
JFG'er. First pitch swing in there, pops it straight up, out of play.
Arnett's not wasting any pitches, just attacking the strike zone. Thought maybe we might see Todd Raleigh behind the plate in this one, the brother of Cal Raleigh.
Really good frame on Todd as well. Lean, 6'1", good swing.
Runner's taken off.
Tyser.
Throw is there.
Great throw.
Got him.
Can't do it much better than that.
So they get Cador trying to take advantage, and
especially to throw out a guy like Cador who's got as much speed as you're going to find on this field right now.
So there's now 2 down, 2 strikes. Logan Arnett could be getting out of this one in a hurry. Right down the middle, seemingly, but AB will continue.
Tough take there.
Well, we've got the GoPro on him, so we'll go back and check that out later. I think the umpires both love and hate the GoPro footage. They love to go back and see it when it's good, and then
hate to see it when it's bad.
Yeah, and I think our social media followers like to see it when it's bad. Just misses again to run into 2-2.
One breaking ball there on the 1-2 pitch, trying to get the swing and miss.
See what he's got for him on the 2-2. Spikes that one. If you had to quantify the best player that you've seen this weekend, is it an easy thing to do, or do you kind of have, do you get caught up
It
in
could be tough. I mean, there's been a few arms that I've really impressed. Cal Williamson in 2028 from North Atlanta was extremely impressive on Friday night, up to 86 from the left side, mixed in 3 pitches, really good changeup, 6'4", 200 pounds. I think that's a guy that really fills up a lot of similarities to a big-time 2026 arm in this class in Connor Langdon. A lot of similarities in delivery in the frame. So I think that's got one to watch, and he's been extremely impressive for me. And Jackson Nystrom, another one that we've seen here today. He's been really good, taking a really advanced approach at the plate. Great swing. It's really easy. It's left-handed juice with plenty of bat speed in that class, and he's shown a quality glove in the middle infield as well.
Well, we are through half an inning here in our all Smart Tent showdown for the Underclass Fall World Series Championship. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect, come to
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. Brooks DeRosa on the mound for Smart Tent's Atlanta Braves scout team. His dad, former big leaguer Mark DeRosa, making his way off there after getting some warm-up tosses from his son. Cory McCartney joined by Ian Smith, Prep Baseball, Georgia. We're going to have defensively backing up DeRosa. He's going to have Micah Vaughn behind the plate. Playing first base is Liam Collier. Second base is Isaiah Cador. Third base is Fisher Green. Shortstop is Gavin Gephardt. The outfield will go A.J. Hickox in left, Evan Ben Savage, in center field, and Kalen Frederick in right field. Smart Tents, the show will lead off with Jake Penix, Joseph Nystrom, and Ian Haas.
Yeah, 1 through 5 for this Smart Tents, the show lineup this week has been really impressive. Elliott Lee or Jake Penix have been at the top. Nystrom the 2-hole. Really good swings from Haas as well.
So we got one more weekend of games upcoming where we're still going to have the high school age players, and we'll take a little bit of a back seat, and it'll be more of a youth look to the remainder of our fall schedule here. What changes for you after we get through this next weekend?
A little bit of relaxed time, but it'll be full showcase season for the rest of the fall. We're going to run a few good showcases the next couple weeks. Good piece there, but right at the shortstop. We're going heading down, I guess, over to Clemson here in a couple of weeks. So that should be a good turnout with the fall top prospect games against the guys from South Carolina, which would be good. Be good to get on campus there to see a lot of guys that we haven't seen before. A few names that haven't been at showcases before coming out for the first time, which would be big to get some numbers heading into the spring for them guys as well.
So we saw Penix line out. Now here is Nystrom, if you talked a little bit about already, out of Denmark High School.
Guy we really like, brought him to Rising Stars earlier this year. Really blown up over the last 6 to 12 months. The body is filled out some. He's got a lot more physical. There's plenty of bat. Like I mentioned, plenty of bats to be there from the left side. It's an advanced approach, and he's going to stick in the middle infield. And he's on a young Denmark team that's going to be extremely impressive this upcoming spring. They have tons of pitching, tons of bats, and like I mentioned, they're young. There's tons of 26, 27, 28s that'll be impact players for this team this year.
We talk about a guy like Logan Arnett, who has already got such a sizable frame at this age. When you have a player like Joseph Nystrom, who's 5'8", listed at 5'8", 150, are you more interested to see how a guy who's already grown kind of continues to evolve, or a guy who, you know, maybe hasn't hit that growth spurt yet, and maybe what the potential could be for him?
Yeah, I think you're looking at the guy. I mean, you obviously love the frame. If you think there's still more to project in a guy like, you say, the guy like Logan Arnett, who's already 6'2", 185 pounds right now, who can move and show body control at that age already is huge. But when you're looking at guys like Nystrom, 5'8", 5'9", Isaiah Kador, another one, smaller frame, but tons of projection left in the frame with how they move on the baseball field. There's bat speed, there's twitch, you know, things like that. So I think it's a combination of both. You're looking for both.
How much do you want to meet Dad when you see a prospect? How much do you want to see the parents and see maybe, okay, how much bigger could he get?
It's crazy. Like, I mean, talking about one of my favorite players in the class, Trevor Condon, 2026 class.
Yep.
He's probably 5'11", 180 pounds. His dad's 6'4", 240. You know, so it's like,
so
it's like, you know, you look at that and you're like, well, you know, like, what are we gonna see with this in a couple years? So like, it's tricky. So yeah, you definitely want to see that because you never know. You honestly never know.
That's
and,
a good call.
It's a funny thing. Good pitch there, first pitch breaker.
Ian Haas from Cambridge High School at the plate. Cambridge, I think, an opportunity to be a pretty good program over the next couple of years.
Absolutely.
It's the 0-1 from DeRosa.
A lot of teams in that area. Cambridge. Milton looks like it's going to be a good team next few years as well.
I talked when we were at the All-American game to Matthew Sharman and Reed Worley about being a pitcher in Metro Atlanta. In every game, you've got, oh, that guy's nationally ranked, that guy's nationally ranked. Like, how difficult it has to be for them. Obviously, there are two elite arms at any level.
Yeah.
But the fact that you know each time going out, there are no gimme games around here, and it has to make it so difficult on the pitchers.
Absolutely. And then you look at guys like Reed Worley, who's going to have a slew of scouts at every outing next year. So he's going to be facing tough lineups with tons of pressure behind him. So it's huge for these guys to understand this at a young level, at a young age, and just be ready for these big moments as they move on in their baseball career.
Ian Haas continues at the plate. He will be followed, if the inning continues, by catcher Connor Tysever. The 0-2 from DeRosa. Gets that in there for an inning-ending strikeout. Nice job by Brooks DeRosa. Nice job, as always, by Ian Smith, taking us all the way through the first inning. Appreciate it, man. So
Absolutely, brother. Thanks for having me.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one,
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere? And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf.
Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
This all smart tense battle for the Underclass Fall World Series continues. Cory McCartney going to be joined here momentarily by Grayson Rosen as we march on here in the second inning. So I got Logan Arnett at the plate. Liam Collier now stepping out, going to step into the box. Excuse me, got Arnett on the mound, Liam Collier at the plate. Earlier this season, I had Liam Collier here in studio with me out of Locust Grove. 2023 Junior Feature Gamer puts a charge into that one. little body English there from Logan Arnett. In steps Grayson Rosen. Camera didn't switch over for us, so we missed the outcome of Liam Collier's AB, but I believe he's standing at first base considering nothing's showing up on the scoreboard right now. Mentioned how we had Liam Collier in studio with us earlier this season going through his first high school home run with us. That was a lot of fun to have him here. And now we've got Daniel Biondo at the plate for Smart Tent's Brave Scout team. He'll be followed by Kalen Frederick.
Yeah, number of these guys on this Brave Scout team, familiar faces from the spring. Obviously, like you were talking about, the Liam Collier hopping in the booth. This was the team that he was with, and when he came in for that broadcast, and then saw these guys a number of times throughout the summer.
Yeah, he was still in the midst of his high school season, so that's why he was not playing for the Atlanta Braves Scout team at that point. So he came over, a chance to see his guys in person amid playoff baseball here, high school playoff baseball here in Georgia. So I'm happy to have him stop by. And again, it was fun to have him walk through his first high school home run. And now here he is out here for the Brave Scout team, doing it well into the fall. Logan Arnett misses on that one, makes it 2-2. I have to say this is a first for us here. We've been having two teams from the same program playing for a championship, and it may not be the normal kind of baseball you're used to. It may almost feel more like a showcase kind of a game, feature games, kind of a feel to it. But we'll see how deep we end up going in this one. I know the Braves Scout team had just one pitcher they wanted to get some work, and the show has a couple extra arms that they may be moving over to the Scout team. I doubt they'll be donning any Braves uniforms for that one, but we'll see how long we end up going with this one. But nonetheless, going to bring you as much action as we can here with some of the top players in Metro Atlanta for sure, as that one's skied off the bat of Biondo. It'll be caught into right field, and we'll see Liam Collier retreat to first. So Collier did, in fact, find his way to first base. Now we can officially say so. We've got visual verification.
Yeah, we got eyes on him now, so we have a better idea of what's happening there.
Milton's Kalen Frederick, 2028 now at the plate, 6 foot, 160-pound left-handed hitter, and right-handed thrower. That's in for a strike.
So it looks like Logan Arnett just likes a big hat, because the last time he was on the broadcast and he pitched, his hat was also falling off rather often. Well,
I will say, though, in Logan's defense, he was a pickup player for Smart Tents to show. So they may not have had a hat that actually fit him. He may have just gotten whatever they had lying around. But nonetheless, he is on the mound for them in the championship game, and he's got a 2-0 count. Frederick skies that one foul.
I'm interested to know, like, how competitive are these guys taking this game?
I would imagine more so than you think. I think you want to be the top dog in your own program.
For sure, and you know, the coaches always want bragging rights, especially over the other coaches within the organization.
That's right. Frederick with another foul.
And only one team gets T-shirts.
That is true. Well, okay, but if a pitcher pitches for the other team and they win, who gets the T-shirt?
I don't know. That might be a question for the higher-ups.
Yeah, we're going to need some rulings on that as this thing goes on. Misses, that's going to run the count full.
That was real close. I think it was that late tail over the plate that just maybe missed the zone when it came through.
Arnett rocks back and forth. Here comes the 3-2, spikes that, and he will walk Frederick.
I think that
was 3-2. Okay.
Yes.
That will be 3-2. Got a little bit ahead of ourselves in the scoreboard as well. So now the payoff pitch. Runner's taken off, and Frederick will make his way down to first base. So Liam Collier at second, Kalen Frederick at first, and here comes pitcher Brooks DeRosa. Mentioned when Brooks was going through his warm-up tosses, throwing to his dad, former big leaguer Mark DeRosa, analyst for MLB Network. See Mark quite a bit here. Saw him more in the spring, earlier in the spring. I thought maybe he might not be here with playoff baseball going on, but he is in fact coaching here. And see him down the first base box. Watching his son Brooks, 5'11", 160-pounder out of North Gwinnett High School. He's got a chance with 2 on now to produce the first run of this game in the second inning.
Yeah, definitely a huge spot early on in this game to potentially get some runs on the board.
You know, and I think it's big too, because if this thing's tight, does it change how deep they want to go into it? If one of these teams ends up getting a nice little bit of a lead and you're wondering how many arms you got, do we end up making a quicker day of it than we were even anticipating?
Yeah, there's really no telling. This seems to be a kind of off the cuff kind of game. So
in every way.
Yeah, so we'll just have to see what happens here. Looks like Coach brought out the rosin bag for him.
It's a little humid today.
Yes.
We're still waiting for fall to actually hit here in Metro Atlanta.
Yeah, I thought I was going to get away with the sweatshirt this morning. Sitting here right now, I'm starting to realize I'm not.
Well, they trick you. You know,
Yep.
you wake up and it's into the 50s, and you think it's going to be that kind of a
Exactly.
day, and the next thing you know, it's nearly 90.
It was about 63 when I left the house this morning, and it's, we're now creeping into the low 80s.
3-0 count to DeRosa. Runners at first and second. Another miss from Arnett. Tried to will that one in with some body English, but nonetheless, he will walk the bases loaded. We go from Brooks DeRosa to Evan Bansavage.
Good work by Brave Scout team, not just, kind of getting too antsy at the plate. They're all waiting patiently on these at-bats, forcing a Logan Arnett to throw them pitches, and hasn't necessarily taken advantage of it just yet. Get a pass ball right there. Kind of wish you would have run on that, probably.
Bansavage at the plate, 5'9", 155-pounder from Lambert High School, the 31st ranked outfielder in Georgia, 104 overall in the class of 2027. Be followed by Fisher Green. Arnett misses again, runs it to 2-0. Just having a little hard time finding that release point. Comes to 2-0, missed there as well.
Looks like we've got time called.
Dylan Schmidt, the third baseman, going over and having a conversation with Arnett. I think that's going to be it as Arnett tosses the ball to Joseph Nystrom.
Getting the arm stretched out.
Yep.
As fast as possible, it seems.
See if Arnett just makes his way into the dugout to switch his shoes out, or whether that's the end of the day for him. So we are getting a pitching change here in the top of the second with the bases loaded and 1 out, 3-0 count. Talk about an interesting situation to step into if you're Joseph Nystrom.
Yeah, definitely.
One pitch from potentially giving the other team the first run of the game.
You've only got 1 out, and you get brought in straight from shortstop. Kind of a tough situation that Nystrom finds himself in, but these are the kind of moments that a player that differentiates themselves, you see them do something different here.
Well, this was a player that Ian Smith talked about, that they had circles as one of the top players potentially in Georgia in 2028, so we'll see what he's able to produce here on the mound, primarily a shortstop and second baseman, but getting an opportunity here to see what he can do on the mound in a moment that his team could really enjoy, or wonder how long this hurt is going to go on for if unable to get another out going here, but it's 3-0 is the count. And he's got Evan Bansavage at the plate now, and he will be followed by Fisher Green and A.J. Hickox. All right, the defenders will take their spots. Last 1 or 2 throws here for Nystrom. All right, Nystrom is ready to go. And again, he's got a 3-0 count facing off against Evan Bansavage. Bases are loaded. Down the middle for a strike.
Good way to start.
Yeah, can't start off much better if you're Joseph Nystrom. Another strike. He thought he was making his way down to first base, being Savage with a free pass and the game's first run, but count is now full.
Definitely caught the bottom of the zone. I don't know if the catcher thought it was going to catch the bottom of the zone, but rolls away from him a little bit, but now you got the full count.
Sends that one back foul. Give Nystrom some credit. He's firing strikes as he comes in. Difficult situation again. He had a 3-0 counts, now 3-2. One down in the inning, bases are loaded.
And it doesn't seem like he's kind of shortening up on the velo either, touching, you know, high 70s, getting close up there to 80.
He's going to walk in the game's first run.
Just an unfortunate spot to come into.
Yeah.
And, you know, theoretically for Nystrom, that's a 1-2 count now, but
That's right. It'll be charged to Logan Arnett, who pitched the first inning and a third. Now we've got Fisher Green from Halls High School in Tennessee. Bases are still loaded.
so get up to 84 right there.
Dribbler, second baseman's got it. Touches second for one out. Goes to first for the other. Nice job turning the double play and limiting Smart Tents to show to one run and getting out of a bases loaded jam. Obviously, we are going to continue here in a minute with our matchup. This is the Underclass Fall World Series Championship between Smart Tents to Show and Smart Tents Atlanta Braves Scout Team. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back momentarily to bring you more action here from LakePoint Sports.
Where's it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage. And keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty mic.
Got a 1-0 lead for the Smart Tents to Show over the Atlanta Braves Scout Team here in the Underclass Fall World Series. Cory McCartney with you. We're joined in a moment by Grayson Rosen. Got Logan Arnett started things off on the mound for Smart Tents to Show. Saw him get replaced by Joseph Nystrom. Nystrom ends up walking in the game's first run. Grayson Rosen back for more action.
Yep.
And we've got Brooks DeRosa still on the mound for the Atlanta Braves Scout Team.
If I had to guess, they'll give Brooks as long as they can, probably going on his feel. If he's good, they might go over to the other the other dugout and pick out a pitcher, but I think for now they'll probably just let him ride.
Connor Tysover, the catcher, will be followed by Caden Morris, right fielder, and center fielder Elliott Lee. Swing and a miss. Dribbler to third, gathers throws in time for the first out. Nice job at third base there from Fisher Green on the run. So the line out from Tysover. Now here's Caden Morris. Caden Morris from Chattahoochee High School. 5'11", 165-pounder, utility player, first baseman primarily. just gets underneath that, pokes it down, and nice running play from shortstop, flips it back to the second baseman.
Great
Impressive
work.
play there from Gavin Gephardt at shortstop on the run.
Would have been even cooler if he got a perfect toss over to Kador
That's right.
after making that catch, but yeah, we'll take a one hop.
So some impressive defensive work at Gephardt, and there's now 2 down. This is Elliott Lee.
I'm going to credit the speed that he displayed on that play to the cleats. When he walked by, we saw some flashy cleats on feet.
We'll give it to him. Elliott Lee again at the plate out of DePaul Catholic High School in Georgia, 5'8", 150-pounder.
DeRosa's making some quick work right here. It's definitely something you'd like to see out of a pitcher. Kind of not really bumping up the velo too crazy, just throwing competitive pitches, makes people swing, and moving through this inning rather quickly.
Well, with some noted concerns from the Braves scout team with the amount of pitchers they have, I think being economic and efficient is going to be key for them to see how long this stays, I say competitive game, but how long this stays kind of one side versus the other before we ultimately could see the show pitchers coming over to help out their sister program and Atlanta Braves scout team. So we'll see how long DeRosa ends up going through this one. Gets away, he's going to run it to 2-2.
See if he comes back with any kind of strikeout stuff. Or pitched very well in this inning. See if you can capitalize on it, cap it off with a strikeout.
Sends that one back foul. Lee gets on, it'll be Dylan Schmidt. Just misses. Now it's 2-2.
It's a great take right there by Elliott Lee. He saw numerous pitches that he had to put the bat on. Finally finds one that he's able to hold off.
Just to pull his way out of that one. Count is now full.
Ooh, kind of leaned into that one.
Yeah, it looks like it got him on the left elbow. They're calling him out for leaning into the pitch.
That's going to be an interesting one on the GoPro.
So DeRosa gets him technically. The inning is over, and we've got a 1-0 lead that continues for Atlanta Braves scout team in this all Smart 10s matchup for the Underclass Fall World Series Championship. Just one hit so far that we've seen in this game for Smart 10s, the Atlanta Braves scout team. Smart 10s, the show, still waiting for their first hit. So we'll be back momentarily with more action from LakePoint Sports. Don't go anywhere.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
The lead is 1-0 for Atlanta Braves scout team over their sister program, Smart 10s The Show. In this, the Underclass Fall World Series from LakePoint Sports. Cory McCartney with you, bringing us this action from the Audi Marietta Field here at the Baseball Village, joined by our own Grayson Rosen. Got Joseph Nystrom back out on the mound for Smart 10s The Show. We'll be facing off against the bottom of the order for Brave scout team, A.J. Hickox, and then it's back to the top of the order with Gavin Gephardt and Isaiah Kador. Saw a tough situation for Nystrom as he walked in from shortstop with 1 out in a 3-0 count. Managed to get out of it with the bases loaded twice. Was able to walk, unfortunately walked a batter in, but then got them out of that jam, allowed just 1 run. So nice job from him picking up starter Logan Arnett.
Yeah, just did a good job in that last inning of just pitching to contact after he walked in that 1 run. You get the ground ball and eventually the double play, and worked out in his favor. Obviously, give up 1 run, not really your fault necessarily on the mound, but you come back out for your first full inning of work, and we'll see what he's got.
We'll say Nystrom, one thing, he works quick, not wasting a lot of time out there in between pitches. See him quickly get the ball set and fire. Swing and a miss, 81. That'll be strike 2.
He's definitely kind of demanding the pace of or commanding rather, the pace of the at-bat from the mound.
Just misses the strikeout. It's facing off against A.J. Hickox from Wayne County High School here in Georgia, 2028. 5'11", 175 pounders. Now get himself a 2-2 count. Nystrom misses inside. Interesting ending to last inning because we saw a similar pitch from Brooks DeRosa that the batter just slightly leaned into with his elbow guard. Got the punch out.
Got him.
Nice job by Nystrom. Gets him down on strikes for out number 1 to Hickox, and here comes Gavin Gephardt, the leadoff hitter.
I feel like as a pitcher, there might not be a better feeling than getting a guy where you just dot one on the black and he starts running down to first, tosses the bat, and you get the strike 3 call from the umpire.
It's insult to injury. Swing and a miss by Gephardt.
There's those flashy cleats that I mentioned in the last inning.
Well, I think anybody who watches a lot of Braves baseball will tell you yellow accents on a Braves uniform is definitely in vogue between Ronald Acuna Jr. and Orlando Arcia.
Yeah, surprised that I haven't seen any bright sliding mitts hanging out the back pockets of anybody on Braves scout team.
Nor any neon green compression sleeves.
I think that's the Ozuna trademark. I think we'll leave him to that one. He's had that since Miami, I think.
It's now 2-2. In the top of the third here, again, we honestly don't know if we're going to be playing a full 7 innings as these championship games typically go, as that one is into right field for a base hit. The throw to first. Maybe he might have had time, but we saw Gephardt booking it down the first baseline, and nonetheless, he'll be standing at the bag with a 1-out single.
That was a great at-bat by Gephardt, kind of making the whole at-bat come to him. We were talking about how Nystrom did such a good job of kind of commanding the pace of the at-bat. Well, Gephardt counteracted that with his patience.
Nystrom's now got Isaiah Cador. Cador from Union Grove High School, 2028, middle infielder. Swing and a miss, 79 off the foul tip. It's going to make it 1-1. Nystrom with the throw over, just keeping the speedy Gephardt honest.
Yeah, with Gephardt on the base paths already and Cador at the plate, you're definitely going to be hyper aware of base runners.
It's now 2-1. Seemed like every time we put the GoPro on the umpire, there's always that moment in the game that you're like, oh, I can't wait to see that. And I think the leaning into the hit by pitch is definitely going to be one we watch, as that's skied off the bat of Cador into right field. Got 3 runners coming in, and center fielder has it, throws back to right field. First base, excuse me. I thought the right fielder and second baseman might have collided with them there for a second. We had a little bit of a conference call out there in right field.
That was a good work right there by Elliott Lee in center field to call off his second baseman. Second baseman was getting a little too far out of his area and obviously was backtracking pretty bad. So good work by Elliott Lee. Call off his right fielder, Caden Morris, and not sure who's in it. Second base just at the moment, but good work to call him off and keep things safe.
Micah Vaughn is now at the plate. He's 0 for 1. Runner takes off in the hit and run. Is that one going to drop into the glove of the right fielder?
Catches it, but not without losing his hat.
Yep, there you go. So another half an inning down here in this Underclass Fall World Series Championship between Smart Tents, the show, and Smart Tent Atlanta Braves Scout Team, where Atlanta Braves Scout Team continues to lead 1-0 off of a bases-loaded walk. See if the show, still searching for that first hit of the game, can find an answer as we move along to the bottom of the 3rd inning. So stick around. We'll be bringing you plenty more action here from the LakePoint Sports Baseball Village. Don't go anywhere.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
It's all Smart Tents, literally, here in the Underclass Fall World Series Championship. Cory McCartney with you, along with Grayson Rosen from the Audi Marriott Field in the Baseball Village here at LakePoint Sports. Smart Tents, the show, facing off against Smart Tents Atlanta Braves Scout Team. Not quite sure these two teams thought this is the way things were going to end today. We had some talented teams along the way in bracket play that they were able to work their way through. Saw the Atlanta Braves Scout Team win in extra innings to earn their spot here. Meanwhile, Smart Tents, the show, beat Stars Baseball Marucci 5-3 in the semifinals for this spot in the championship game. So again, we'll end up seeing how many innings we play. Typically, we are scheduled for a strict 7 innings in these games, but given these two teams being from the same program, we'll end up seeing how far they decide to take things. Pitching may end up being an issue here for Atlanta Braves Scout Team, but as of not happening at the moment, as Brooks DeRosa has been fantastic in his entering 3rd inning of work. He has yet to allow a hit to the show.
Yeah, DeRosa's done a good job, especially in that 2nd inning, of just kind of keeping things rolling, pitching to contact, making things happen. That one gets way up and in, but done a good job thus far of just hitting the zone and making people swing.
He's facing Dylan Schmidt, will be followed by Winston Morris and Reese Phillips. Schmidt at the plate from Northview High School, jumps on that one, 85.4 off his bat.
Based off the reactions of DeRosa, we got quite a play, but fortunately we didn't quite catch it.
Well, nonetheless, it keeps his 0 going in the hit column for Smart Tents, the show. It's going to be 1 down in the inning as Schmidt from Northview High School is out one way or the other, and he'll now be followed by Winston Morris. Morris from South Forsyth, 6'1", 165-pound first baseman and outfielder. Ropes this one into center field. No, nonetheless, going to follow second base and able to make the catch is Isaiah Cador. So now 2 down, and what's becoming a quick inning of work so far for DeRosa. Now got Reese Phillips.
That last one, I'll give you some credit. It looked like it was heading to center field.
It sure did.
That was interesting. Maybe some spin on that one. Got a little too much under it.
Phillips at the plate from McCallie High School in Tennessee. 6'2", 160-pounder.
Once again, Brooks DeRosa just pitching to contact, making things move.
There's another one in play. Cador momentarily loses it, but he's able to make the throw to first to get out of the inning. Things going very quickly through this game. Brooks DeRosa continued to keep the Smart Tents of the show bats at bay. We continue to have a 1-0 lead for the Atlanta Braves scout team as we're going to roll along to the 4th inning of play here in the Underclass Fall World Series Championship. So make sure you don't go anywhere. We're going to have plenty more action here from the Baseball Village in LakePoint Sports.
Next. Next. Stop.
We got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one,
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete in all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere? And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women. We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
1-0 is still the lead for Atlanta Braves scout team over Smart Tents to Show in the Underclass Fall World Series Championship from here at LakePoint Sports. Cory, McCartney, Grayson, Rosen with you. Still got Joseph Nystrom on the mound in this relief effort for Smart Tents to Show, and he is facing off against Liam Collier, then Daniel Biondo and Kaylin Frederick for Atlanta Braves scout team. Already 25 pitches in for Nystrom, who stepped in the 2nd inning with the bases loaded and a 3-0 count as Collier ropes that one into right field. Almost tomahawk kind of a helicopter swing there as he shot that one into right field, 84-7 off his bat.
Yeah, that pitch was maybe a little more elevated than he was anticipating. Just kind of threw his bat out at it, and it worked out in his favor. Got himself a single, and see what Brave scout team can do from here.
Daniel Biondo, the extra hitter at the plate. He will be followed again by Kaylin Frederick. Biondo from Denmark. He's the 21st ranked catcher in Georgia in the class, 124 overall in 2027. That miss from Nystrom makes it 2-0.
This is a Denmark versus Denmark right here matchup between Nystrom and Biondo.
Guys that I'm sure know each other all too well, and whoever goes back to school tomorrow with the upper hand in this one, I'm sure will make sure everyone is aware of it. Now 3-0. Holds as that goes down the middle for strike one. Biondo ropes that one off his bat into left field for a base hit as Collier makes his way to second. Ball gets away from the left fielder, but Collier's going to stay at the bag.
Well, you'll be hearing about that one in the hallways of Denmark High School.
I'm sure we will. All right, so that Denmark matchup goes the way of Daniel Biondo, and now with 2 on and nobody out, here's Kaylin Frederick.
Seems like these guys are doing a really good job just getting the bat on the ball right now, creating good contact. Maybe not, the big launch angle pop that you're looking for, but Biondo sent that one 88 into the outfield for a single. Collier's hit was somewhere kind of in the low 80s, so definitely finding some good contact right now off Nystrom.
Frederick quickly rips that foul down the right side. Frederick, the Milton 2028. It's got nobody on, no outs, excuse me, 2 on. Here in the top of the 4th, a 1-0 lead for his Smart Tents Atlanta Braves scout team, which is a new development for us. We started this spring and they were just the Atlanta Braves scout team, but they are now part of the Smart Tents program. So has created a little bit of havoc for us this tournament. Frederick sends that back foul. We do seem to see that a lot, though. It's something that we talk about with Hudson Graham as these programs. You'll see them kind of go back and forth between different programs. You'll see, some relationships form. You'll see some teams consolidate. You'll see a number of different machinations as things go on. And Nystrom gets them down on strikes.
Yeah, and even last weekend we saw Team Georgia and Divine get together for the weekend. So happens a lot. And then of course also with the scout teams, we see a lot of this scout team integration into pre-existing lineups. Obviously here you have Smart Tents Brave scout team. You've got I think the Rangers, I believe, is Titans down in Kennesaw. So a lot of integrations of that. I think the most popular probably being FTB Phillies.
1-0 count to Brooks DeRosa, who has more than done his part on the mound for Atlanta Braves scout team. Taking off for third, throws a little high, so he will be in. DeRosa yet to allow a hit in his work on the mound. He struck out 2.
Seems like maybe he didn't necessarily get the steal sign as your runner is still at first. So I'm wondering if maybe Liam Collier just took that one upon himself and left Daniel Biondo at first.
Well, nonetheless, Collier 90 feet away from a second run for Atlanta Braves scout team. 1-1 is the count to DeRosa.
If I had to assume, there he goes.
There he goes.
Yeah, about to say, Mark DeRosa at first base over there is going to be telling Biondo to get on his horse as soon as he can.
Well, his son Brooks with a chance now to cash in. There's 1 out, 2 on, 1-0 lead for Atlanta Braves scout team. 2-1 is the count. It's now going to make it 3-1.
Looking at infield in now, so with that forced play at second out of the picture, you're going to look to just stop the run from scoring at home now.
Evan Bansavage waits in the on-deck circle. Skips that one, and DeRosa flips his bat as he's now going to make his way down to first base to load the bases for Bansavage. Bansavage from Lambert High School is the 31st ranked outfielder in Georgia in 27 and 104 overall.
Quick meeting at the mound here for Smart Tents. Maybe not as quick as we thought.
No, that's going to be a pitching change, and ball is taken away from Nystrom, and we will see a different arm come in.
I guess for Smart Tents to show no use in waiting around on pitching or giving up runs that you don't necessarily need to. If they've got pitchers they want to see in this game, this is an interesting opportunity, but a good one to let some guys get some time on the mound.
So the second time we see a pitching change made with the bases loaded. And this is Todd Raleigh, the brother of Seattle Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh, son of former Tennessee coach Todd Raleigh.
Ooh, an interesting arm angle.
Todd just goes by T. Yeah, this is a really interesting delivery here from Raleigh.
And he's certainly not going for velo, at least right now as he's warming up, not going for much velo. But that low arm angle generating some crazy arm side movement.
And it's very deliberate, too. So a very slow leg kick with that extension. So be interested, too, to see what it's going to look like from the stretch.
Yeah, I think kind of with, his size and his stature on the mound, you'd be surprised to not see a little bit more extension down the mound, but it seems like he's maybe more going for control.
Yeah, very upright. Yeah.
Something you wouldn't see often. You have the third base coach for Smart Tents Brave Scout team, just chopping it up with the infielders for Smart Tents the show. Very interested to see how a right-handed hitter handles Raleigh on the mound.
One of the more interesting deliveries I think we've seen in quite some time. See what he's able to fill up the zone.
And see Biondo and Nystrom maybe talking some trash there,
after
their matchup at the plate.
See with that deliberate delivery if maybe we get some kind of a slide step or something like that from Raleigh. But as of now, bases are loaded. So he can be as deliberate as he wants. I don't think they're going to end up. Although we have seen a straight steal of home in recent broadcasts.
True.
And that is in for a strike, 73.1.
Yeah, it seems like he's really just pitching for movement and control.
Nice and easy and controlled delivery for sure.
Yeah, and I think for a young guy who probably isn't looking to pitch all that often and gets a line drive to third base, and I believe he tagged out the runner as well to get the double play.
So, yeah, our cameras are not agreeing with us today, but nonetheless, another bases-loaded opportunity a pitcher walks into for Smart Tents to show, and they find their way out of it as Smart Tents Atlanta Braves scout team continues to lead 1-0 over their sister program, and this the Underclass Fall World Series Championship. So nice job by Todd Raleigh, letting them put the ball in play and his defense work behind him. We will be back with more action as this game continues from LakePoint Sports.
Next. Next. Stop.
We got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete and all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere? And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women. We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Here in the fourth inning, we will finally see the lineup flip over for Smart Tents to show. Is this their final hitter in the order? Owen Washburn leading off, and he'll be followed by the leadoff hitter Jake Penix and then Joseph Nystrom. Brooks DeRosa is back out on the mound for Atlanta Braves scout team. A couple strikeouts for him so far. And of course, a big 0 in the hit column for Smart Tents to show. And the Underclass Fall World Series Championship between these two sister programs to the Smart Tents program. 2-0's the count to Washburn. Washburn, Lambert High School, 2028, 5'6", 140-pound righty, shortstop and second baseman. Missed by DeRosa, runs it to 3-0. Just misses, and that will be the first base runner in this game for Smart Tents to show here in the bottom of the fourth inning. They'll now get leadoff hitter Jake Penix at the plate with a runner on.
Fun fact about Washburn, who just got that leadoff walk, was our extra base hits and RBI leader at Prep Baseball March Madness.
Nice.
Earlier this year with Smart Tents.
Well, they would love an RBI out of him right now as they trail 1-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Trying to get to Brooks DeRosa, who's been fantastic in this game. First time we've seen him from the stretch. Miss makes it 1-1.
think right now, if you're DeRosa, just try and get back in the middle of the zone like you had before. That one sneaks away from him.
Washburn easily takes second.
But just try and start putting things in the zone. Let some ground balls happen. It seems to be your best route to getting out of these innings so far. So, don't start changing up now.
Glances back at Washburn. DeRosa delivers. Penix fouls that off. It's now 2-2. Joseph Nystrom in the on-deck circle, and then Ian Haas to follow. Comes a 2-2. That's going to run it full. The runner at second is the first base runner that Smart Tennis Show has had in this game. We thought we were going to see another off of a hit by pitch, but runner was ruled out for leaning into the pitch and letting that elbow guard absorb it. And that ended the third inning for Smart Tennis Show. There's a strikeout for DeRosa, his third of the game.
It's a huge help there for DeRosa to get the strikeout there. You don't have to worry about the potential of that runner on second moving up on a ground ball. So now you have one out. You're maybe feeling a little bit better about that runner in scoring position.
The words between catcher Micah Vaughn and DeRosa. One on, one down. Smart Tennis Show trying to even things up here in the fourth inning. Still looking for their first hit. They do have a base runner, though. That one misses arm side. DeRosa with a glance back. Here comes the 1-0. It's going to now make it 2-0. Just joining us, we're not exactly sure how many innings we will play in this matchup between these sister programs out of Smart Tennis. Some concerns with the pitching depth for Atlanta Braves scout team going into this one, but so far so good as Brooks DeRosa has got 3 strikeouts and 1 base runner allowed here as we sit in the fourth inning. Now he's got a 3-0 count to Nystrom after already allowing a walk to,
I believe it was Washburn.
Yeah, Owen Washburn. That was followed by a Jake Penix strikeout. They get 2 base runners, 2 walks.
Seems like we're getting time called by DeRosa. Maybe just needs to have a word.
He's done a great job of largely pitching to contact. This fourth inning's been a little bit of a departure from him.
Could just be a little bit of fatigue now going into his fourth innings through 3.1. Naturally going to happen sometimes, especially for a guy who isn't a pitcher by nature necessarily. But he'll stay out there on the mound and try and get his team out of this jam.
This is actually the first time that DeRosa has pitched here at LakePoint Sports since May 11th.
Oh, and they double him up. They hit the line out to shallow left field, and then they double him up at second base trying to get off, and Smart Tennis finds a way out of another one.
Nice job defensively by Atlanta Braves scout team. Still holding on to this 1-0 lead in this All Smart Tents showdown as they're facing off against sister program The Show in the Underclass Fall World Series. Nice job by Brooks DeRosa, who has allowed 2 base runners, both off walks, but still continuing that big 0 in the hits column for Smart Tents The Show as we move along to the bottom of the 4th inning. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more action from here at the Baseball Village at LakePoint Sports.
Where's it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage. And keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come flow with the sounds of the mighty mic.
Another strong defensive inning for Atlanta Braves scout team helps them continue to lead 1-0 over The Show in this, the Underclass Fall World Series Championship from here at LakePoint Sports. Cory McCartney along with Grayson Rosen here with you. We're going to see Fisher Green at the plate for Braves scout team this inning. He'll be followed by A.J. Hickox, and then back to the top of the order with Gavin Gephardt. While Todd Raleigh is back out on the mound, we're going to see his first pitches potentially here from the windup. Is the brother of Mariners catcher Cal Raleigh. Todd, of course, primarily plays the catching position himself. Todd from Koloahi High School in North Carolina. 6'1", 185-pounder, a switch hitter. Also a third baseman. You're seeing him now on the mound with this unique delivery. Got himself out of a jam in the last half an inning. He entered with the bases loaded. That's kind of been the story of the day as these Smart Tents pitchers have come in with the bases loaded and managed to work their way out of trouble and continue to hold Brave scout team to just a 1-0 lead as we're now in the top of the 5th inning.
Yeah, and this Brave scout team is definitely not afraid of a 1-0 lead. That's what they had for almost their entire game in the semifinals against Pro Stock. Pro Stock ends up tying it up late in that game, and then you get a big hitting performance there in extra innings that gets them the win and brings them into this game. But on the other side, Smart Tents The Show has been kind of just putting up numbers throughout this playoff run, and maybe a little bit of new look for them in this game.
Green down the left side. Seems as though our cameras are having trouble with anything hit down to the left side that we're not exactly following the action today, but
went foul.
Went foul. So Fisher Green from Halls High School in Tennessee, 5'11", 175-pounder. Fisher will be followed by A.J. Hickox. Got a 1-1 count. Raleigh delivers, skies that one. And once
Looks
again,
like it wasn't caught based on the reactions of both our pitcher and catcher. Don't believe so. So it looks like Fisher Green or Hickox.
that was Fisher Green is now
Fisher
standing at first base, and now here is A.J. Hickox with one on and nobody out. Already a 1-0 lead for Atlanta Braves scout team, that coming off of a bases loaded walk in the 2nd inning. Raleigh gets that in for a strike.
That's the advantage right there of that late arm side run on the pitch, is just kind of looks like it's going to be just floating straight out into that lefty batter's box and just drops right in for a strike.
Yeah, nice tail on it and misses that inside.
No run there.
We've got Fisher Green at first base, A.J. Hickox at the plate, Gavin Gephardt in the on-deck circle. Been a brisk game so far as we're sitting here in the top of the 5th inning. It's now 2-1.
Yeah, only about an hour 10 into this game.
That's in for a strike. Run count even to 2-2. Raleigh with the throw over. Doesn't want Fisher Green to go anywhere.
Definitely keeping him in the back of his mind. Maybe on the front of his mind with how many times he's thrown over. It's a great pitch right there for strike 3.
So A.J. Hickox goes down on strikes, and now here's Gavin Gephardt, who are at the top of the order for Brave Scout team with 1 down here in the top of the 5th, and they lead 1-0.
See if maybe Gephardt can jump on something early.
He does, sends that down the left side. It's going to be out of the reach of the shortstop, so runners will be at first and second with 1 out.
It's good work right there. You've seen, a lot of patience out of these batters and maybe making Raleigh start to slack off there early in the at-bat, and then Gephardt comes up firing on an 0-0 count and sends one straight through the gap.
Union Grove's Isaiah Cador with a chance to cash in. There's 2 on, 1 out. 5'6", 150-pound lefty batter, right-handed defender. Cador ropes that one, 84 off the bat. That's on its way into right field, but it's hauled in for the catch. Runner's going to tag at second, though, and make his way to third.
Great work by Fisher Green, tagging up, moving fast as possible. It was a great jump.
So the work of Isaiah Cador has Brave Scout team that much closer to their second run of the game, and here is Micah Vaughn, the catcher. Vaughn searching for that insurance run with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Runner's taken off for second. The throw is in time. Got him way off the bag. Seemingly had the tag on. The ball falls away from the defender, and we're going to have Gavin Gephardt, A.J. Hickox at second base.
Yeah, he had
Gavin Gephardt
had the tag in time, but with that throw being a little bit behind or ahead of the base, it just kind of knocked Gephardt straight through the glove and knocked the ball out on the tag. So, a great throw on the money. Just putting it in that position is making it a lot more prone to be knocked out of the glove.
So we now have Gavin Gephardt at second, Fisher Green at third. Puts this one in play. No, it's going to go foul.
Headed for the curve testing center, if
That's
I
right.
guess.
Just a massive target that we have now out in right field, left field if you're on field 11.
If you haven't been in there, they do have a revolving door at the front, so I doubt any balls will be making it inside.
Ropes the 2-1 to short, gathers, throws, going to pull him off the bag. Did he get there? Drops the ball. So Micah Vaughn delivers the run as it makes it 2-0 Atlanta Braves scout team here in the 5th. That throw pulled the first baseman off. He seemingly reached back to make the tag, but drops the ball. So Micah Vaughn is standing at first base, and Fisher Green crosses the plate to make it 2-0 here in the 5th.
Yeah, and this is just really just in this inning, we've seen quite a few defensive mistakes here that have let Smart Tent's Brave scout team here put a run on the board. There, you saw the pop-up that didn't get caught, should have been. Then you issue a walk. You got so many different things happening here. You get the Gephardt's early contact there, sneaking through the infield, so culminates with that error and another run scored, and that's
another tomahawk of a swing off of the bat of Liam Collier, who's making an art out of that. That's 2 high pitches that he's kind of just swung almost like a I don't even know how you would define that
Yeah.
swing, but it's a little bit
He's
of
working.
a chop to it, and he's able to punch it in for another run and makes it 3-0.
Yeah, well, high school pitching coaches, if you're playing Locust Grove, don't throw a high fastball to Liam Collier.
Yep, just a bit of a almost like underhand kind of chop at the ball.
Yeah.
And he's able to put it in play and makes it 3-0 here in the top of the 5th.
Looks like our Smart Tense coach is just trying to decide who he wants on the mound here. Finally get somebody out there to relieve Raleigh.
Now we've got Jake Penix coming in for the show. Jake from Lambert High School. Couple runs so far this inning for the show as they've extended this, for Braves scout team as they've extended this lead over the show. I know that has to be really confusing on our scoreboard when we see Smart Tense on both sides. But
yep. It's just an interesting circumstance all around for today's championship
I
game.
think we should, going forward, pronounce them as it says it on the scoreboard. So
Smart 10.
So it should be Smart 10 versus Smartin.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Smart 10 Atlanta Braves scout team against Smartin the show, which I don't think anybody with Smart 10 would really appreciate that. But
no.
Just trying to help out the viewers. So Jake Penix comes in. He, unlike the other relievers for the show, has not had to inherit a bases loaded situation. At least he comes on with 2 outs.
Big change in size on the mound as well, going from, I believe, 6'1" for Raleigh to I think Penix listed at 5'5". So
yeah, we go from 6'1", 185 to 3 inches lighter and 70 pounds, 3 inches shorter and 70 pounds lighter off the 5'5", 115-pound Jake Penix.
But you can't judge a book by its cover. I'm interested to see what Jake Penix has here on the mound. It's definitely going to be a different look because Raleigh had a quite unorthodox delivery.
So an RBI off the bat of Liam Collier. Now here is Daniel Biondo. Biondo ropes that 86.4 off the bat. That's got him on the run. That's going to went all the way over to the fence. It goes over the fence. So we're going to have a ground rule double for Daniel Biondo, which will score 1 more run. And now it's 4-0 for Brave Scout team here in the 5th.
It's a good job by Brave Scout team just opening the floodgates here. They capitalized on a couple defensive mistakes that we already mentioned, and now they're rolling up here. Now a 4-0 game here in the top of the 5th. Great work by Biondo to send that one all the way out there to the warning track and bounce it over.
It just jumps on that one, as does Kalen Frederick. Puts that in play, first baseman with the throw over to the pitcher, and they're able to get out of the inning, but not before Smart Tense has expanded this lead. They're now up 4-0, scoring 3 runs here in the 5th inning, with one of those coming off the bat of Liam Collier, another via that ground rule double that we just saw from Daniel Biondo. They so far have 8 hits, by the way, a 0 sitting in the hits column for Smart Tense the show. So we'll see if Brooks DeRosa comes back out for another inning of work. He's looked awfully strong so far in this one, keeping the Smart Tense hitters at bay. He's allowed just a couple base runners, and it looks like we may indeed have a pitching change. So we've seen the end of the run for Brooks DeRosa, who did not allow a hit in his 4 innings of work. But we'll be back with more of our action. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
Isaiah Cador is your new pitcher for Atlanta Braves scout team as we sit here now in the bottom of the 5th inning in the Underclass Fall World Series Championship. And All Smart Tents battle is Smart Tents the show, who is on the right side of your scoreboard. Trails Atlanta Braves scout team, Smart Tents Atlanta Braves scout team to be more precise. 4-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. We just saw 3 runs scored by the Atlanta Braves scout team in the 5th inning. Big blows there coming off of a RBI single from Liam Collier, and then Daniel Biondo with a ground rule double to get another RBI and expand this lead. Brooks DeRosa was fantastic over the first 4 innings of play for Atlanta Braves scout team. He goes 4 innings, no hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Did not allow his first base runner until the 4th inning. Could have changed if not for a batter leaning into a pitch for a hit by pitch that ended up being ruled out, which ended an inning for Smart Tents to show. But nonetheless, Brooks DeRosa does not allow hit over his 4 innings, and he turns things over to Kador. He'll now be facing off against Connor Teisfer, followed by Caden Morris and Elliott Lee. Teisfer from St. Pius X, 6'2", 205-pound catcher, 2028. Looking for the first hit for the show.
Seemed to have hit off the knob of the bat there for a foul ball. Looked like it might have caught him up on the wrist or the hands, but...
Well, he wanted no part of it regardless.
Yeah.
He just stood there waiting for the next pitch.
Maybe not happy that it ended up catching the handle.
He sends that one back foul. Kador delivers. That's right down the middle. Gets himself a punch out. So a frustrating at bat, I'm sure, for Teisfer. Gets the knob there to hit the ball, and looked like it might have hit him, but the AB continues and he fouls one off and then watches strike 3. So we go from Connor Teisfer with 1 down to Caden Morris. That misses high. First time watching Kador pitch.
He's doing a good job of kind of manipulating the timing of the hitter. He's taking the mound extremely quickly after receiving the ball from the catcher and just kind of waiting it out. He's letting the batter get in the box, but just as soon as that batter's ready, he's firing. And that one fired out to left field, 89 off the bat. Haven't seen the outcome just yet. We see some clapping fans, and looks like a fly out to deep left field.
So the last time that Kador pitched was 3 days ago. He placed he had 2 innings of work against Nelson Baseball School. 2 strikeouts, no hits, and then before that, last time we saw him pitch here was on May 25th. He went a third of an inning with 1 out. 5th time pitching at LakePoint Sports dating back to March.
Certainly hasn't looked too bad here in his 5th time pitching.
Holding up the work of Brooks DeRosa so far. He's got 2 down. 1-1 count to Elliott Lee. That's in for a strike. Kador, 5'6", 150-pounder from Union Grove High School. He's got a 2-2 count. That's going to run the count full.
Yeah, I think what helps Kador in this position is that he's not really trying anything fancy. We haven't really seen much off-speed or breaking balls out of him. And he's really just placing pitches. I think that one was a well-placed pitch, just a little bit low. But he's just done a good job of just kind of firing in a pretty consistent fastball at around 75 miles an hour.
Here's the payoff pitch. Ropes that one off the bat down the left side, and that will be caught. And unfortunately, our camera does not adjust again, but through another half of an inning, Smart Tents Atlanta Braves scout team continues to hold up this 4-0 lead over Smart Tents to show as Isaiah Kador comes in relief of Brooks DeRosa and keeps that 0 in the hits column for Smart Tents to show as we move along to the 6th inning of our underclass fall World Series. See Jake Penix coming back out for another inning of work for Smart Tents to show. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports with more action from the Underclass Fall World Series.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one,
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete in all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf.
Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
It'll be Brooks DeRosa, Evan Bansavage, and Fisher Green at the plate for Atlanta Braves scout team as we start the 6th inning of the Underclass Fall World Series from here at LakePoint Sports. Cory McCartney, along with Grayson, Rosen, Jake Penix back on the mound for Smart Tents to show as Brooks DeRosa jumps on first pitch, sends back to second, throws in time for first for the first out. Give this to Jake Penix. He is throwing strikes, and the Atlanta Braves scout team more than willing to jump on them and put the ball in play as there's now one down here in the 6th. That's going to bring up Fisher Green, who's 0 for 1. We've seen just 3 pitches so far for Jake Penix, who has faced 3 batters.
Doing a good job of just getting through them.
The Braves scout team putting the ball in play. That's going to in for a strike as he'll now go to his second pitch against his first batter as he's facing now Evan Bansavage. Bansavage 0 for 1. Another strike.
I think something you can take away from the 5 pitches he's thrown is he can hit the strike zone.
This next pitch by Penix will double his pitch count. So now Bansavage just seen combined more pitches than the other 3 Atlanta Braves scout team players that Penix faced have seen.
That one just barely misses home. We'll see what he brings here on 1-2.
Just misses on the outside. It's going to run it to 2-2.
Definitely favoring the outside, maybe trying to force a righty to try and push it over to the right side of the infield.
Bansavage followed by Fisher Green. 4-0 is the lead for Atlanta Braves scout team over Smart Tents to show. And here the top of the 6th inning. Count is now full.
Seems like at the moment Penix is kind of avoiding throwing anything on the inside of the plate, maybe worried about allowing a base runner via the hit by pitch.
Bansavage puts this in play. It's down the left side. Third gathers on the run. Throws in time for out number 2 as we got a little bit of a collision there at first base.
Seemed like a bit of an accident there. Just you had for the show, kind of leaning into the base path to catch that ball. Hard to slow yourself all the way down and get out of the way of that.
Yeah,
so.
Liam Collier had to go into the throw a little bit in order to make the out, but he does nonetheless, and there are 2 down for Fisher Green. Green is 1 for 2. Chop of a swing sends that foul down the left side. Penix on the 0-1. That's right down the middle for a strike.
Nope.
Oh, it did not give it to him. Wow.
Must have leaked out over the edge of the plate.
All right, make it 2-1.
I'll review the footage.
We do. If you missed it, we do have the GoPro on the umpire today. That is going to be in for a strike to make it 1-2. Delivers to Green. Puts that in play. It's down the right side. Second gathers on the throw in time for the inning-ending play. And Smart Tents the show, holds them at bay. After giving up 3 runs in the 5th, they come back with a clean 6th inning, but they try to get something going offensively at the plate. They've been out hit 8-0 so far as we continue on in the Underclass Fall World Series Championship. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of our action from here at the Baseball Village at LakePoint Sports.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect, I'm the
Isaiah Cador out for his 2nd inning of work as he came in relief of Brooks DeRosa. We're on to the bottom of the 6th inning in this, the Underclass Fall World Series Championship, a battle of Smart Tents the show against Smart Tents Atlanta Braves scout team. Dylan Schmidt will be at the plate for the show this inning, followed by Winston Morris and Reese Phillips. Seen some strong defensive work, to say the least, for the Atlanta Braves scout team so far. They've kept the show hitless as we sit in the 6th inning of this matchup of sister programs.
Yeah, now as we get to the latter parts of this game, we kind of look at, what did these teams do right throughout this game, especially on the Brave scout team side. And I think the biggest thing that they did well throughout this entire game is just they moved quickly on defense. They got the pitchers off the field as fast as they possibly could. And on the offensive side, for at least a number of these innings, they've done a good job of extending at bats, making the pitcher stay on the mound, making the pitcher think about them, get on the base paths, make them really kind of stay in the back of their head that you're over there on first base. And I think that's something that, maybe you don't look at in the score sheet, that they did a good job of almost wasting time. But Brave Scout team did a great job of kind of just keeping the ball in their court.
1-2 is the count to Schmidt. Ropes that one 60.9 off his bat, moving into the glove of the second baseman, and the throw to first for the first out. So 1 down, and that'll bring up Winston Morris. 3 runs really changed everything in the 5th inning for Atlanta Braves scout team. Liam Collier with an RBI single, then Daniel Biondo with the ground rule double to score another. Swing and a miss. Reese Phillips at the plate from McCallie High School in Tennessee. Isaiah Cador misses to make it 1-1. Sets back throws, and that miss is going to make it 2-1.
See if Cador can kind of resort back to what we had seen earlier, where he was just kind of floating that fastball right in over the plate and letting his defense go to work.
Gets that in for a strike. Reese Phillips to follow. Swing and a miss. Goes down on strikes. Isaiah Cador gets himself a K of Winston Morris, and there's now 2 down here in the 6th.
Great work right there. like we've said, we haven't really seen any secondary stuff out of Kador, but what he did well there was just about that hole at bat. He's throwing about 73 to 75, picks it up to 78.5 there on that pitch.
Phillips, the first baseman, leans into that one a little bit.
Maybe a little more just protecting the face, turning into that one. But
hey, he stayed in the batter's box, unfortunately.
Yeah, didn't pick up his elbow to put it out there. And that was Kador's first secondary offering. I just talked about how we hadn't seen anything, and maybe keep that one in the pocket.
So a 2-out hit by pitch gives Smart Tents their third base runner of this game. Still searching for hit number 1 as that one's going down the third base side foul. Saw 2 walks from DeRosa and now a hit by pitch from Kador, resulting in the only base runners for the show. Sends that foul, is now 0-2. Runs have come in bunches for Smart Tents to show. On Friday they beat Buford Waves 8-0. ZT Southeast 12-0. Beat USA Prime Southeast on Saturday 8-5. Then Sunday to start bracket play, they won 11-3 over Coastal Prospects and won 5-3 in semifinal action today against Stars Baseball Marucci. But they are scoreless as we sit here in the 6th, and sends that one down the right side, and that one's going to be into the glove of the right fielder for an inning-ending out. Smart Tents to show hitless through 6 innings as Atlanta Braves scout team is up 4-0. Isaiah Kador holding up the work of Brooks DeRosa as we just saw the 2nd inning of relief work for Kador. So Atlanta Braves scout team will come to the plate trying to build on this 4-0 lead as we continue with our action from the Underclass Fall World Series. Don't go anywhere. We will be back with more action from LakePoint Sports.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
Scheduled to see A.J. Hickox, Gavin Gephardt, and Isaiah Kador as we sit now at the top of the 7th inning in the Underclass Fall World Series Championship. Cory McCartney along with Grayson Rosen with you. Atlanta Braves scout team have a 4-0 lead over Smart Tents the show. Jake Penix coming out for another inning of work for the show. Here's the throw down to second, goes into the outfield. 8 hits so far for Atlanta Braves scout teams, allowed them to score 4 runs. Meanwhile, no hits, no runs for Smart Tents the show. They've had just 3 base runners, 2 walks, and a hit by pitch. See if they can change their fortunes in the bottom of the 7th inning. But first, they have to get through this Atlanta Braves scout team lineup. Here is A.J. Hickox, who is 0 for 2. Jumps on first pitch, sends that one into center field, and that's going to be hauled in. A fantastic grab by the second baseman. Almost leapt out of nowhere. Didn't think he was going to be able to come down with that, but man, it shows some serious ups to pull that down. Nice job defensively.
Yeah, that was a wonderful catch. That's the kind of things you're looking for in what has been offensively a bleak showing, but some fun there on defense.
So Hickox out via the fantastic play by the second baseman, and here is Gavin Gephardt. Gephardt 2 for 3.
Seems like maybe now with a 4-0 lead here in your last chance at the plate, they're maybe jumping on the first pitch here a little bit more.
Gephardt with the dribbler, short on the run, gathers, throws in time for the second out.
Okay, I got to know, how did the second baseman lose his hat?
Yeah, I'd love to know that too. I saw something fly in the air as the shortstop was making the play. And
I thought maybe he bobbled the ball, and that's what we were seeing.
Yep.
But no, the second baseman, I guess he was just moving so fast to try and back up his shortstop.
That's right.
That's maximum effort right there.
That's right. So 2 down for Isaiah Kador. Kador has come on in relief and continued the strong effort on the mound for Brave Scout team. He's 0 for 3 so far at the plate, though. It's now 1-1. Penix gathers, throws. That's going to miss high. If Kador gets on, it's then Micah Vaughn. Then the 2 bats that have done the most damage for Brave Scout team, Liam Collier and Daniel Biondo, should it go that far. Kador sends that into the glove of the second baseman. 2 fantastic plays from second base for Smart Tents to show in this inning. Just some really great defensive work to keep Atlanta Braves Scout team off the base pass, but they continue to lead 4-0 as we move along to the bottom of the 7th inning. See if Atlanta Braves Scout team can hold things down and get themselves an underclass Fall World Series championship. Isaiah Kador is going to be back out on the mound, we believe, to try to finish this thing off. We'll be back with more and potentially the end of this game as we take you to the final of our Underclass Fall World Series Championship. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
Isaiah Kador back out there with a 4-0 lead for Atlanta Braves Scout team as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning in the Underclass Fall World Series Championship. Cory McCartney along with Grayson. Rosen, 4 runs on 8 hits for Atlanta Braves Scout team. No runs, no hits for Smart Tents to show as they're down to their final chances here. They'll have leadoff hitter Jake Penix, and he'll be followed by Joseph Nystrom and Ian Haas. Been cruising through this game between these 2 sister programs from Smart Tents. Kador delivers a strike to start things out to Penix. Just had this matchup end the top of the 7th inning. Penix was on the mound against Kador. Now he sends one back foul. Kador fires. Penix sends that foul. It's now 0-2.
See if Kador can bring us some more strikeout stuff like we saw in the last inning.
There's been only 3 base runners for the show so far in this game. A team that just has made scoring runs seem all too easy, as that one's going to go into play, and that's going down the right side, and that is going to be, as you can see, the reaction of Isaiah Kador is going to be down for a hit. So we have the first hit of the game for the show, and that coming off the bat of Jake Penix, the leadoff hitter, and you saw he's going to feel a little bit frustrated there as they had a chance to get a combined no-hitter for the Underclass Fall World Series Championship, but Jake Penix adds hit 1 for the show here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Now here's Joseph Nystrom.
And I think the reaction by Kador kind of says it all. Yeah, it stinks that you lose the no-hitter there, but this has been a fantastic pitching performance in a game that we came into. We didn't even know. We thought they might be borrowing pitchers from the other team. So for Kador to still come in and have a good game, he gave up a hit in the bottom of the 7th, but still a fantastic showing by Brave Scout team on the pitching side for sure.
Check swing gives him the strike. It's going to be 0-2. Nystrom's 0 for 1. Ian Haas in the on-deck circle. Got a runner at first base. Just the 4th runner for Jake Penix, the first to reach safely. Brave Scout team looking to finish off this Underclass Fall World Series Championship. Kador goes off speed there, and he misses to make it 2-2. That one's in play. First baseman gathers, throws. Well, not throws, just going to tag the bag for the first out. So Liam Collier holds it himself and gets the runner at first for the first out. So 1 down for Ian Haas. Jake Penix, who had the lone hit so far for MLB Smartness this show.
Been playing too much Xbox.
I guess something. Ball gets away from the catcher. Well, I believe that's the first time I've ever done that with the show. That miss inside. We got a new batter for Smart Tents to show. This is now Liam Garrett. So he steps in with 1 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, why not give somebody a shot?
He puts it in play. That one's into center field, but will be hauled in for the 2nd out. Atlanta Braves Scout team 1 out away from an Underclass Fall World Series Championship. Another new batter for Smart Tents to show. This will be Hunter Ash. Ash from South Paulding High School comes to the plate with 1 on and 2 outs. That's in for a strike. Another strike, now 0-2. Kador in attack mode here, facing off against Ash, who comes off the bench for his first AB of the game.
I think Kador is ready for this one to be over. Now that no-hitter's out of the way, you just finish this game and take home a championship.
You know, more often than not, I'd love to see our camera adjust and see where the ball actually went, but I think to see Kador's reaction to that hit actually made it better than seeing the hit itself, just to see how much it meant to him. Just misses to make it 2-2. And you saw him point over to DeRosa after allowing the hit to kind of say, my bad, I'm sure. Comes the 2-2. Ash sends this one in play, gathered by short. Throws, long throw across the diamond in time for the out. Atlanta Braves Scout team, congratulations, you are the Underclass Fall World Series champion. They are 4-0 winners over Smart Tents to show in this matchup of sister programs for the championship. We saw 4 runs on 8 hits for Atlanta Braves Scout team. No runs on just 1 hit for Smart Tents to show. That came in the bottom of the 7th inning off the bat of Jake Penix. Before that, we saw just 3 base runners for Smart Tents the show. So Atlanta Braves Scout Team are your winners. We'll be back to talk player of the game when we come back from LakePoint Sports.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feet stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. Cory McCartney along with Grayson Rosen, who'll be joining me momentarily here. With the Underclass Fall World Series ends with a 4-0 win over Atlanta Braves Scout Team, taking down their sister program, Smart Tents, the show. We weren't sure how long this was going to end. We were told to start things off. We weren't sure how much pitching Atlanta Braves Scout Team had and whether they were going to have to end up borrowing some pitchers from the show in order to get through this one. We weren't sure if we were going to play 7 innings. We were going to see the duration of 7 as we typically see during these championship games. But first of all, Grayson, hats off to the Braves Scout Team pitching. The show came in 44 runs in 5 wins. They were one of the most explosive teams that we saw throughout the Underclass Fall World Series. Brooks DeRosa and Isaiah Cador limit them to 1 hit, which came to lead off the 7th inning. First, before we get into player game stuff, I don't know that you can say enough about the pitching effort that we saw out of the Brave Scout Team between DeRosa and Cador.
Yeah, it was huge. Like you said, 44 runs and 5 wins for their opposing side, and then they come into this game, and we don't even know if they're going to be able to pitch all the way through this game. They get through the game. And not just get through it, they only give up 1 hit. They only allow 4 base runners throughout this entire game. It was unbelievable to see what we got out of Brooks DeRosa and Isaiah Cador on the mound.
You never know when you have a matchup of sister programs like this how seriously they're going to take it. You mentioned it during the broadcast. Are these guys, are they approaching this the same way that you would typically approach a championship game like this? I think when you saw the reaction of Isaiah Cador when he gave up that single to Jake Penix to start things out in the 7th inning, he put his hands on his head, a little bit of surrender cobra there, and then points out to Brooks DeRosa after giving up the first hit. This game meant a lot to them. That almost no-hitter meant a lot to them. So I think certainly kudos to these 2 teams and putting up a good showing as we had a matchup of 2 teams coming out of Smart Tents. But let's turn our attention to player of the game. We saw a 1-0 game that changed completely in the 5th inning. Liam Collier comes in and gets himself an RBI single, and then Daniel Biondo changes everything with a ground rule double.
Yeah, and it was a great piece of hitting as well. His 2nd time getting a hit in the game, and it was an opposite field, well struck, about 88 off the bat, gets all the way to the warning track, bounces over for the ground rule double. If it didn't bounce over, he probably had 3rd, and the runner on 3rd would have scored. So a fantastic job by Daniel Biondo throughout this game with his approach at the plate, but in particular, that one moment was a huge momentum shift.
Yeah, we talked about him and Joseph Nystrom, his Denmark teammate. He gets the first hit for him in his 2-for-3 day off of Nystrom. Then he comes back with that ground rule double. So I would imagine in the halls of Denmark High School, there's going to be a lot to say for Biondo when he sees Nystrom in the hallways there. So a 4-0 win for Atlanta Braves Scout Team as they claim the Underclass Fall World Series Championship. Appreciate you joining us. Make sure you come back this weekend. We'll have more action from here at the Baseball Village. Next up is the Prep Baseball Fall Classic. And like all of our Game of the Day broadcasts, they are available for free on Facebook, X, and YouTube. So if you're not already, make sure you follow the LakePoint Sports social channels. We'll have tune-in information going into this weekend's action. So also follow those accounts, too, because you get plenty of action. All the sports that we have here happening across the LakePoint Sports campus. Until then, for Grayson Rosen, I'm Cory McCartney signing off from LakePoint Sports.